I'm going to be talking about the three heads of Radla, a head which is not known. These three heads appear as three heads in a vertical manner, and they also appear as one head, the three inter-inclusive, one within another. As you know, I'm kind of preoccupied with two-ness. I see two in everything. I see two candles for Shabbat. I see two breads on the table. I see twins. I see two souls. The real weird thing is that when these two things come together, a third appears. These two apparent opposites or complementary parts turn into be left and right. When this balance occurs, a third force opens up. So in the head of Eric Anpin, there are really two heads with a Avira between. It is when we approach even higher, when this concept of two comes together as one, that the three heads of Atika Kadisha appear. This is echoed in the body in a lower form, because these three heads always appear. In the lower form, they are the Yad Godola, the right hand, the Yad Hazaka. And when these two, that's left hand, and when these two are in balance, a Yad Ramah appears. Almost a center pillar appears. And that these two hands actually are just functions of a third hand, this Yad Ramah, this high hand, which appears to us as 5 Hasidim and 5 Gavuros of the two hands. But it's really from the center. A center opens up miraculously. This, of course, occurs in yoga when the Ida nerve and the Pingala nerve are in balance. And then the Shushumna opens up. This is obvious also in the normative tree of the Shushumna, which that's where the Kundalini runs up and down. This is obvious in the tree of life, in the three lines that come out of Ein Sof as the second type of creation after the circles. These three lines also represent this and are of that head of Keta, of Atika Kadisha. Three kavs. Then the other force is that they're just normative. The three lines appear as the tree of life, with a right side, a left side, and then obviously everything meaningful in the center. The third eye, the nose, the mouth, the Adam's apple, the Tiferet, the chest where the heart is, the belly button, the bris, the anal. Everything's important from the center. So these three functions, we're going to make some musings now. Remember, all these monologues, dialogues, trilogues are not teachings. They are musings. They're for me. They're for me to listen to or not listen to see how I went from here to there. Remember, the word halacha means the way to walk. The way to walk between 2 points. The way to walk between 2 points is to have conversation. The pleasure, the goal, the telos, is in the way to walk between the 2 points of here to there. There is no goal. It's the way to walk there. That's the goal. So when you're hearing this, you're hearing the goal. There is no final conclusion to this. It's only a way to the conclusion, which is the way itself. The derech is the telos, the path, and what goes on in that path is the end result. What I'm actually saying is not as important as the psychological and intellectual processes that are accompanying this. If you want to learn something from here, forget about the facts learned and listen to the processes that are taking place. How I'm going from here to there. How I'm going from 2 to 3. And miraculously, 3 is higher up than the 2. The 3 process of Gurdjieff, and then the 7 lower function. The 3 as 1. This is found in the Shema, of course. Adonai Eloheinu Adonai. 3 names there. It's also found in the 3 meals of Shabbos, of Shabbat, represented by 3 letters in Shabbat. It's also found in the root of how we have 3 meals on Shabbat, about the section of the man, and that the word yom is pronounced 3 times there, but that's meaningless. The three meals of Shabbat represent the 3 heads of Atika Kadisha. The 2 normal meals of the regular weekdays represent maybe the head of Arik Anpin, where there's Keta and Hokmah. Bina falls down there into the chest or the neck area, but out of the head. So the 3 meals representative of the man, what I like to call man a bread of faith, even though that's called the matzah, which is similar to the man. And it's not strange that both man and matzah begin with a mem, because mem has to do with the food. It's the first letter of the 5 finals of the din. Mem nun zadek pei kof. Those are the 5 fasting items of Yom Kippur, where the mem is the food. Then there's always food. In the Shabbos laws of 40 minus 1, it's that 40 is the mem, is the food. The most primal aspect. Kashrus. So the 3 Shabbos meals are in the head of faith. Because the man comes down from faith. It'll be there. That's part of my double portion, my tunis, because on Shabbos you get the double portion. On Friday you get the double portion, so you can collect and then have Shabbos without collecting, without effort, without physical effort in that domain of work. Food will be there, and not only that, enough for 3 meals. The 3 heads, Keter, of Tika Kadisha within Keter. This is the miraculous thing of Shabbat. Shabbat being the first 3 letters of Shin, Shabbat, Bet, the bris, Tov, Tefillin. Those Roshei Tivos of those 3 spell Shabbat. Shabbat. The only one that's for women and men is Shabbat itself. So it's even higher than the bris and the tefillin. Remember, we only need 2 of these. One is always the bris. So tefillin is equated with Shabbat. Shabbat's the most important. Is there a doubt? So this is the highest level of the head of faith. Shabbat comes from the Radla. It can never be known. It's the aspect of the 40th labor. It's the 40 minus 1. It's the minus 1. Heser Erhat. It's the 40th labor that's expressed in the negative because it can never be known. It's part of the Radla, the 3rd head of the Radla, the head of Emunah, Amen, and the 2 letters of Amen, the final 2 letters, Mem Nun, the Man.